Hello, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my reading corner. Hope you're doing well and having a good year so far. I did make a list for this video, but I just decided I'd just talk. So, obviously it's been a while since I filmed my last video, just due to studying, working and also moving. Studying we'll go through first. So I had one exam on the 12th of January, which I passed, which was quite elating after quite a few attempts at it. Second up, then I had another exam on the 6th of February. That was a 3-hour written exam in Stockport. The first one was in Leeds, because that was the only exam centre I could find, with a date that was coinciding with what I wanted to achieve within the course. So I went for that. So that's that. But yeah, I won't get my result for that until the 26th of March, which is another month today. But it is what it is. It'll come through when it comes through. I've done the hard work now. So yeah, I'll come back to Stockport in a minute. So as well, after so I've been studying a lot, moving. So yeah. But yeah, getting there now. Books are having places on the shelf. This is some of the books, some more of the books upstairs and downstairs. But yeah, books are everywhere at the minute, still. But yeah, so what we're going to talk about, and then work's been work, and because I'm studying in work, I'm trying to get as much work done as I can. So my downtime is in work is reading a book, so that's been nice. But yeah, so, and I've got some videos planned. I probably should have made a list for this video rather than going off the dome, but I have got some videos I want to do. Like, I've got a massive book haul. Basically any book I bought this year, I've got a list, and I'm trying to whip through them alongside reading books I already have. So that's a big video I want to do, which up to now I've got about 60 books to go through, which is a lot, but I've just it's everything I've picked up. I have read like 5 or 6, I know it's not a lot, but I want to read them all by the end of the year is what I'm trying to aim for. So yeah, in my last video I did the box that Mike sent. I'm trying to work through the books in that as well. So yeah, so I want to do a book haul. I want to do a wrap up for the year, which I didn't get round to doing because of exams, and moving. It kind of, moving and exams kind of came at the same time, so it made it hard to really do one or the other. It was film, study or read, and I just took the downtime to read because I was working all morning, have my dinner and then study all afternoon. So it's been quite a grueling couple of months. Or I'd be on study all day, not want to film after that when I had the Wi-Fi. Excuse me. So yeah, I've got a year-end wrap-up planned. I have got a list of books. I feel like I want to try and probably make some notes on the books that I read last year, so, you know, to make sure it's fresh when I speak about them. I also want to do a wrap-up of January and February, because obviously I've not done either month yet, and I've currently read 18 books this year so far. I plan to read 60 because I wanted to read bigger books, and then last week I read like nobody's business. Like, I was reading like 200 pages a day, a couple of days on the trot, which meant I got through quite a lot of books. Well, I got through a couple of books. Trying to reduce my unread books as well. But yeah, so I got wrap up for last year, wrap up for January, February, and then I'm going to do a bit of a loose. I've pulled books out for March, but I don't know how if I'm going to read what I've pulled out. I've recently tried doing a bit of serendipity and looking at the bookcases and going, oh, I fancy reading that. Like I pulled one out last night to read, and I finished it today, which is the book. Oh, I can never. There. I'll just do that because it's easier. That red one there, because I'm trying to get all my red books across the top this year, so that's why I've pulled them out. But yeah, so that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've got planned. I want to get back to Cornered by Books as well next week, like I said, because I miss filming. I enjoy doing this, but it's just like I say, I've been studying so hard and then wanting to just unwind with a book. It's what I did before. It's what started me off reading, because before I was like, when I was doing my AT, I'd finish studying and then I'd pick a book up. So I've just carried that on, and that's my escapism. That's my downtime. But yeah, so I've got quite a lot planned. Like I say, I've got a book haul planned. I've been when I've nipped in charity shops and stuff, I've picked up books. Like I went out with my son the other week and I was like, I'm not buying any books. And I walked into a charity shop. Well, I think we're going to the match. And the football match. There have been a couple of football matches as well for Bolton Wanderers this season as well with my son. And before that, one of them, I went to... Mum and Dad were going to Lee, which is near Horwich, and there's like bookshops there. They have one called Book Cycle. I didn't get any books from there because I didn't have time to properly browse and didn't want to take my parents' time up by being in a bookshop for half an hour, especially when I've got my son as well. So I probably need to go back there at some point, but like the first shop, I was like, I'm not buying any books today. First shop I bought one. So, and then the second shop I bought one, or I bought four, I think, and then it just spiraled from there. So that's why I've got so many. But like I said, I'm trying to read what I get this year, because I just don't see the point in picking books up I'm not going to read. But then I've also, so I had an exam in Stockport. After that, I went to a couple of bookshops. There was one I went to that can't remember the name of it, but I walked in and it just didn't seem as welcoming as the one I walked into before. The first one I walked into was Greenhouse Books, and it's run by Jonathan and his mum Janet, and they're really nice people. And I walked in and they have some really interesting books. And I only got one after my exam because I feel like it's hard when you've come out of an exam, and if you've failed and I've got to pay for a resit, it's a lot of money. I think it was like 100 and something pounds, £150, say for argument's sake. 150, 160, something like that. I can't remember how much it was. It was a lot. And then when I looked at my next exam that I'm planning on doing in April, that was 210. So I always feel under pressure buying books around an exam. But I got one from there by a publisher called Confingo Press, or Publishers. I think they're called. But it's just like there are publishers based in Manchester, near Manchester. So I got in touch with the guy, Tim, and he sent me some books. So I'll be reviewing those. But I want to try and get War and Peace out the way as soon as I can. So that's going to be my focus now. And then I can read those 3 books he sent me. He sent me Sightings, 5 Different Stories, and Paris Fantastique. So I want to read those and review them, and I'll do a bit of a highlight on the Confingo Press, as it's a local publishers near me, and I like supporting local presses or local publishers and stuff like that. So I'll be reading those. So yeah, that was a really great shop, and if you're near Stockport, I'd definitely recommend Greenhouse Books. I actually went. I had my son last weekend, but he was busy on the Sunday morning, so I was like, I asked for them to keep some books to one side, and when I got there, they had another one that I didn't ask them to keep to one side, so I got that one as well, and then I had a browse and got. I think I came away with like 8 books when I went for free, so I picked up 5 other books that I'm looking forward to reading. But yeah, it's a really cool shop. And then I found like Oxfam bookshops. I quite like those as well, and I got a couple from in there when I went the other week. I just seem to have been picking up books, and I found Vintage sell books as well. So I'm on there a lot looking at books. I find it harder to buy books off there in a way, because they're probably cheaper on eBay, but I feel like you can sort of see. I don't know. I feel like I'm buying off like normal people rather than big businesses and stuff like that, and I don't know. I just feel like you definitely know what you're getting from books. I also got one sent to me free from eBay, because the person I'm buying it off said it wasn't in good condition. So I got that one for free, and I've read that as well. So I am trying to read the books as I'm getting them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've read 6 that I've got this year so far, which I think's quite good. But yeah, after my Leeds, so I went to Leeds for the first exam, and I had a Waterstones voucher, so I got a book from there. So now I've got like a £10. You buy 10 books, basic. No, you spend £100 and you get £10 free. So I've got a £10 voucher when I get to Waterstones at some point. So yeah, that's basically what I've been up to. Like I said, I've been reading a lot, studying, working. I've not really done much else, to be honest with you. Other than that, can't remember the last thing I watched on TV or Netflix. But yeah, I don't know what else to say really. But yeah, I want to get back into doing this filming stuff because I enjoy it. I found a new channel I've been enjoying watching called Several Books, which is really interesting. But yeah, just general stuff really. Like I say, I've either worked, studied, reading, or moved, and it just feels like this year has flown. Like it's March on Sunday. I've actually moved near my mate, Harry. Me and Harry went to school together, and then we lost touch, and then got back in touch and started going to gigs together. So he lives like probably a 5-10 minute walk, if that, away from my house. And we're going for coffee on Saturday morning at Farrah's in. I don't know what it's like. It was his suggestion because he's lived here in this area longer than I have. But yeah, looking forward to that. So, other than reading, really, I've not got plans, but I am finding like I've more bookcases now, more books on bookcases, less books hidden in shelves and stuff. I feel like I can just go up to a shelf and pull something off, and I had a stack before that I was looking at reading and couldn't decide what to read next and stuff, but I feel like now I'm every time I look at my shelves I feel like there's something there for me to read without buying any more now. but I didn't plan on buying that many this year anyway. But yeah, I feel like I've read some good books this year already. I don't know. I feel like I should have planned more what to say really and what to talk about, but just enjoying catching up really. But yeah, studying's going well. Like I say, I'm planning my next exam now, and that'll be in April, and then probably June, July for the next one, and then September maybe for the third one, and then November for the fourth one, and then another 4 then, and then that'll be that, hopefully. I feel like I need to do a book tour as well. I'm trying to do a book list at the minute. So far I've just tried adding me additional books on the list, and then whatever I'm currently reading. So it'll probably take me a while to get a full list, but I'm trying to I want to get a list so I know how many books I've got, how many books I've not read, how many books, paperbacks, hardbacks, what genres, what eras, stuff like that. Just a bit of fun, really. Well, not fun. I want a catalogue of all my books, but it takes time. I've done it before when I worked from home, because while I was working from home, it was easy to, on my lunch break, do an hour of cataloguing books. Finish work, we don't have to commute. You've got half an hour now to catalogue books, so it didn't take me too long. But it just feels like a big job at the minute. I feel like I need to bring my laptop home and just try and spend an hour here and there. But then that's reading time. So I think I like the idea of just going, when I'm reading something, I add it to the list, or pick 5 books, add them to the list, and then pick another 5 books and just do it like that, or take pictures of my books and do it like that. I don't know. Does anyone else catalogue the books? Do you have a catalogue, a list, or do you or a number of books you have? Because I don't actually have a number. I thought about counting them, but I thought I don't want to just count them. I want to have a catalogue so I know what's unread, and then, because it'd be on Excel, I can do pie charts for how many books are unread, and and how many paperbacks and stuff. I just thought it'd be fun to see the sort of statistics. But yeah, I did think about counting them, but it just feels like, I don't know. I'd rather have a list and then I'd have a number as well. I don't know. But yeah, that's a job for, I don't know. I just feel like taking pictures of the shelves I can see over there and listing those, and then adding more information to it, because I plan on putting the author, title, page numbers, so then you can go, oh well, I've got 500 unread books and I've got 500 read books, but my 500 read books are all 300 pages, so I've read more pages than I've got unread pages, if you know what I mean. Or I don't know, and genres, and if it's, and also I've added translators as well, because I think it's interesting to see, I fancy reading, if it's Women in Translation Month, I've got somebody, that's translated from this country, so, and I've got the Odyssey that's ancient Greek and stuff like that, and I think that, and I've got Alone in Berlin that's translated as well, so I've got lots of books to make a list of. So I don't know, that's part of my plans. It feels like a job, but like I said, I had a list before. I think I had about 600 books then, and I'm a bit nervous to see how many I've got now, because I'd have to see when it will last saved, the document. But I know I've got rid of books, but I've got more books than I've got rid of, so I know it's going to be. I think it's going to be 1,000 books. I think. I don't think that's a good thing though, because I feel like, if I had 30 books and I went, right, this is all I'm reading, and then I'll buy 30 more, Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I think if I did that, then if I got rid of everything and just started with no books, I've got rid of everything I've not read, but I don't want to do that now. I like my collection, but like I said, I want to try and read my collection. That's part of my issue now. I was going to say something else, and I was going to talk about something else that's gone now. That's what I was thinking about doing. Another video I fancy doing. I'm not sure when I kind of fancy doing it if I'm going away or if I've got some time off work. But what I fancy doing is getting £10 out of the bank, or even a fiver. I think a tenner maximum, right? You go with a tenner into charity shops. Say on the last day of the month. So say, for argument's sake, on Saturday I go, right, I'm going to go to the charity shop with £10 and I'm going to buy whatever I fancy. There's no limit on, if you only go one charity shop, there's no limit on whatever, just on the amount you spend. The maximum you can spend is this tenner, and then that is the books you read next month. I think that's a great idea for a video. So I'm thinking of doing that at some point. Right now I feel like I've got too many books I want to read, like the Confingo publishers, I want to read those books so I can review them. I've also got 3 from there that I picked up. Like I've got one called We Were Strangers, which is about stories based around unknown pleasures. Excuse me. One about David Bowie's Low. I'm not sure what that's called, but it's got an orange cover. And then I've got Farriside, which Janet from Greenhouse Books recommended. So I feel like I want to try and get to some of those first. So I'm thinking like maybe May would be a good one, or April would be a good, end of March. April would be a good one because you've got a long weekend of Easter to read books, and you've also got 2 bank holidays in May in England. So, but yeah, that's definitely something I want to consider doing, because there's not, if you spent a tenner on book, because it's a maximum, you don't have to spend the full 10. If you got 5 books, you still got room to read other things depending on the size of the books you get. But I saw loads the other day in charity shops. But like I talked to Will at work, and like I mentioned what I've read, and he's like, I've not heard of that. But I'm not saying that to, I've read, my reading's better than yours or anything like that. But what I find interesting, he likes set books. Like he reads, certain genres where I'm all over the place. So I don't feel like when I come away from Greenhouse Books, when I show my book haul off, I felt like, I think apart from 2 books, I'd say they were all pretty different books. And the 2 books were pretty different anyway. Like the David Bowie Low one was like short stories, and then I've got one about another band, but that's a biography more than of the band, rather than being or it might just be about the lead singer of that band. I can't remember now, but so I just feel like the rest of the book seem like quite different. Anyway, but yeah, not really been up to much else. So I'm gonna pretty much leave this here. I think, like I say, I mentioned Confingo publishers. I'd check them out. I'll put the stuff down below for them. I'll put stuff for Greenhouse Books down below as well, and I'll put the channel right. Several books. I'll put his channel down below because it's really a good channel. I've been enjoying watching. He's got a video of his library tour, which is 1,500 books, which is and he said he's read half to 3/4, which is really impressive. I think like I said, this year I'm planning on reading more of my own books than library books or borrowing books. So that's why I wanted to do this thing here with my books across the top. But yeah, and then also I've been listening to a lot of the Apology podcast on Spotify as well. He's had famous people on like Henry Rollins and Kurt Vile, which are really good episodes. I keep listening to the Kurt Vile and Henry Rollins one, but now I'm working through the rest of them. But yeah, I've got some good recommendations from there, like Dennis Johnson, Hubert Selby Jr. that I've enjoyed, and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, and it's just so. Does anyone have a book list? Is how I'm going to finish this, or a number of how many books they've got and / unread books, and also how do you pick your books? Is it serendipity or do you make a plan? I've made a plan and then I pick something up and then end up picking something else up. Like I have got a, I don't know if you can see, maybe if I move, it's in a bit of a mess now, but this is what I planned. But I'm not sure if I'm actually going to stick with that yet. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go and read. I will make a brew, and I'll see you in the next one on Thursday. Or maybe before, if I can do my month-end excuse me, I think I'm going to do my month-end wrap-ups first, so January and February, so I'll probably try and do that at the weekend. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.